Hey, I've always known you knew Amberlynn. Don't be shady. Speak into the mic. Why didn't you pay your taxes? Why didn't you pay your taxes? Why didn't you pay your taxes? Tell the truth now. When was the last time you paid your taxes?
Hello everybody. In today's video for the low introductory price sale of absolutely nothing. You heard it here last. So in Fair Verona, where we lay our Kermits and where we lay our scene, our girl, our most entertaining, my favorite YouTuber, the most entertaining, riveting YouTuber on planet Kermit. amberlynn Reid is currently in the state that her girlfriend lives in. She already got her mom to drive her there. Does the fun ever start? We're going to talk about all the drama because amberlynn Reid's girlfriend spoke out on this issue. It's a wonderful time to be alive, girls. It's an embarrassing time to be alive, but a wonderful, wonderful time to be alive. So we're going to get into all the massive drama. But if you could not tell already by this ridiculous intro, you might want a Kermit. And you may say to yourself, I see this woman. She makes videos with a Kermit. How can I purchase a Kermit? Well, you can purchase a Kermit right here. This is my View Products tab. It's my affiliate link. If you go to it and you purchase a Kermit, you can have one too. All right, so go buy a Kermit if you want, and then you could be with Kermit like me. All right, so basically, all of the things that I'm saying are just for entertainment purposes only. Nothing is meant to be taken seriously whatsoever. I am sharing my own opinions, not facts, on publicly accessible information made public first by public figures. Please do not go to these people's channels and leave them mean-spirited, negative, disparaging comments. Entertainment purposes only. Okay, so amberlynn's girlfriend, Tommy, I don't think that that's the girlfriend's real name, but Tommy went and posted this on the threads. Never used threads before, but what could be better than my first post being about my girlfriend being in the state that this person lives in for the first time, long distance relationship.
Do you pay your taxes? Do you pay Amber's taxes? Excuse me.
And then somebody said, how did she get there? And Tommy said, a car. Okay. So, first of all, I could think of many things better than your girlfriend being in the state that you live in because she got her mother to drive her for 13 hours. But more on that in a minute. Here's the thing. Here's something better, Tommy, than your girlfriend being there. My personal opinion is that when a parent, for example, this is of course not about Tommy at all, not about Tommy. When a parent is a present parent and takes care of their child and puts their child first above all else, that is something better than, for example, your girlfriend visiting. Kermit is better than your girlfriend visiting, in my opinion. Responsibilities that some people have, of course not Tommy, really have no room, for pretty much, like, some people have responsibilities where they have no room for people like amberlynn Reid in certain people's lives. Okay, listen to what I'm going to tell you right now.
I want you to tell me the truth. Why have you been throwing nuts at me? I've got all the nuts. You love Amberlynn Reid?
I could care less that she, like, honestly, like, it's wonderful, amberlynn. It's great that you went and you got your mother to drive you. I looked up from the state that amberlynn lives in to the state that Tommy lives in. It's a 13-hour drive. Now, of course, this could not be true and Amber flew, but obviously she clearly forced her mother. I think that she paid her mom, like, money. Continue to use people in your life. Like, last time this happened, she had wifey drop her off for 15-hour ride to Oklahoma, and wifey got out of there fast. So now you're getting your mother to drive you for 13 hours. You know what I don't understand about the situation? Foodie Beauty buys plane tickets all the time and travels. You can travel comfortably. The plane ride between where Amber lives and this person, Tommy, lives is a 2-hour plane ride. It is a 2-hour plane ride. She could not have an airplane fly for 2 hours, but she can force her mother and demand that her mother drive her for 13 hours. 2-hour plane ride versus 13 hours. Never mind how uncomfortable and wrong that is to do to a person like your mom. Like, why are you doing that to her? She doesn't owe you that. Like, that's outrageous. Anyways, here's the thing. I know that whenever I make these videos, people say, like, oh my God, but it's going to be hard for her to travel. I'm honestly thinking, serious question. I'm thinking about changing my voice to that. Imagine if this was my voice. The bottom line in the situation, other than me loving my new voice, is that at the end of the day, amberlynn Reid can definitely buy plane tickets and travel on an airplane for 2 hours. Foodie Beauty does it for like 12, 15 hours. Why is it that you cannot travel like Foodie Beauty can? Let me tell you something. I don't know if you've been paying attention. Foodie Beauty is in a way worse health situation that we know of than amberlynn Reid. So why is it that Foodie Beauty can travel for 15 hours by plane, but you can't travel 2 hours? So basically, she's already with her girlfriend. She's already in the state that the girlfriend lives in. Let's talk about the deeper meaning of this. First of all, I love how amberlynn on purpose misled her audience and lied to her audience yet again and did not tell her audience at all whatsoever that she was going to visit her girlfriend. Now, she doesn't, before somebody says, oh my God, she doesn't know as an explanation.
Are you the secretary to FBI Frank? Or are you Ronald's secretary? The truth was revealed.
Yes, I know. But I think I sound like Kermit. What do you think? Some people accuse me of being a frog, but whatever. There's no proof on the internet that I'm a frog, you know? But the point of the story is, yeah, she doesn't owe anybody anything, but when you're making a vlog, her last vlog doesn't even make any mention like, hi, I need my luggage. And I talked about this before because I'm going to visit my girlfriend. So way to go. Again, misleading your audience, not telling them you're going to visit your girlfriend. Not even in the vlog where you're purchasing the luggage. Think about how old that footage is that she just uploaded, probably a few weeks old. Okay. So she went to visit Tommy and never ever went to visit wifey's family. If you remember, from my remembrance, amberlynn used to make videos, crying videos like, oh, I'm all alone for the holidays because wifey went to visit her family. You should have gotten on that plane and visited wifey's family, or even in the car. I guess visiting wifey's family for the holidays wasn't that important to you, so you didn't. For those of you that don't know, when Destiny and amberlynn, her ex Destiny, the one that got away, when Destiny and amberlynn first got together, basically Destiny drove from the state that she lived in all the way to the state that amberlynn lived in with her ex-girlfriend Crystal, just the fun of a start, and picked her up. Again, amberlynn didn't travel anywhere. And of course, amberlynn didn't even let Beck out of the house when something was going around, and refused to travel with Beck. Basically, it's desperation calling from 1997. amberlynn, she'll do anything needed for this girl because I think that she believes that it's her last chance. As I've said before, amberlynn had gotten to the point where she was fake dating a married woman and she couldn't get a real girlfriend, right? Because if you're dating somebody married, they're married, okay? So basically, I think amberlynn told way too much information on the internet. And, you know, it's one thing for people to, let me explain what I mean. It's one thing for people to assume how it would be to date a public figure and amberlynn Reid, but it's another when she would give play-by-play details. What I'm saying is she gave out too much unsavory information and nobody wanted to date her on the internet. So since this woman is dating her, now amberlynn has made the 13-hour drive to see this woman just to prove what? You guys, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, and I wish everybody all the best, but I don't think they're going to stay together under any circumstances because Amber's involved. And this person has other responsibilities, amberlynn. I'm going to tell you this. If you believe you'll never be the main attraction in that woman's life, that's just my opinion. She has other responsibilities, amberlynn. And for a non-narcissist, because amberlynn's not a narcissist like amberlynn, this is not what people like her want. Uh, they want to be the main attraction, and you will not be like the main person in this woman's life. That's just my personal opinion. But digressing from that, at the end of the day, okay, so you misled your audience and you made your mother again, yet again, drive you somewhere for 13 hours. And then the mother probably had to make that drive back. Now, it's possible that the mother didn't drive her and maybe amberlynn paid somebody else to drive her. Like, I don't even know if Lyft or Uber would do that, but maybe it's possible she paid somebody else. But basically, she's now traveling for the first time after how many relationships? Let's see. Casey, Crystal, Destiny, Beck, Wifey, refusing to travel for any of these relationships and in these relationships, and finally traveling to see this girl because she believes this is her last chance. So let's see where this relationship goes. I hope you guys have fun hanging out together. Whatever amberlynn is telling you, Tommy, it's not true. And by the time that you see it, in my personal opinion, it's going to be too late. amberlynn Reid will not be able to sustain any relationship. And even if she moves down there and they live together, eventually, like most relationship, they go Kermit. Anyways, let's move on to amberlynn's amazing Q&A. But yeah, amberlynn is in another state, making somebody drive her for 13 hours instead of just taking a plane for 2 hours. Does the fun ever start? For the first time, she's putting a little bit of effort, my opinion, because she's desperate. She knows she's not going to get another girlfriend again. Although I disagree. There's a lot of people that are waiting to take advantage of you in the future. Okay, I want to take a look at her Q&A. This Q&A will seem pretty like average. It's going to seem like there's nothing going on, but I want you to look deeper because amberlynn likes to manipulate language a lot. And I don't really think that in the past a lot of people have given this enough thought. I think that people were just always like reacting to what she said or like other things instead of just like really analyzing in a very basic way what she likes to do. So my personal opinion of my favorite entertaining riveting YouTuber amberlynn Reid is that she doesn't just manipulate language, she manipulates the narrative.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Hi. Hi. Excuse me. Do you know amberlynn Reid? You can't even face the situation.
People sometimes come here and they're like, how do people watch her? Like, boring. Okay, yeah. The one thing about her that you cannot take away from her is that she never shows you the truth. And the reason that I say that is because in comparison to Foodie Beauty is always just she's lying Foodie Beauty all the time, but she lets you see a lot of bad Foodie Beauty. Not amberlynn Reid. She always has a narrative. I'm going to give you a basic example. Some of these things in the Q&A, like especially this one, is going to seem, this is the best example of what I'm talking about. I'm going to put it first. This is going to seem like it's not a big deal, but it's pushing a narrative. It's not being honest, manipulating language. What are you doing right now? Now, keep in mind that these questions, she did a little mini Q&A on Instagram. She doesn't have to pick these questions. She is on purpose picking them, and you're going to see what I mean in a minute. She picked this question on purpose. What are you doing right now? In the car. Now, keep in mind that she posted this when she was already supposedly with her girlfriend in another state. She posted this before her video went up, how she was, supposedly buying things to go on her trip. So people would clearly be thinking that she's in the car with her mother, right? First of all, this manipulates the narrative that everything is the same, that when you're reading this, she is literally, her mom is driving her around. Not to mention the minor point of, if you don't know amberlynn Reid and you have no idea about anything having to do with her, what you're going to see is, what are you doing in the car? You're going to say, oh, okay, she's taking herself, she's running errands, she's doing this. None of that is true. People are taking her around because she refuses to take Ubers, okay? Here's the bottom line in this situation. I have seen so many YouTubers do Q&A. Nobody ever does this. She always likes to push her own narrative. Is she literally in the car at the moment that she was doing this Q&A? Yes. But it's using very specific language and manipulating the narrative. Why not say, I'm with my girlfriend in another state right now. We're hanging out. We're having a great time. Or I'm on my way there. She literally says in the car, and it is technically factually true, but this is how she manipulates language.
Do you know why she only uploads once a week? She has a lot to do.
It's the same idea as when Casey came out and exposed amberlynn. There's a reason why I'm saying this, okay? Because this is just a small example of how she pushes a narrative and manipulates language, even though this may not look like she is, but she is. When Casey came out and exposed amberlynn said, well, I could come on and say this person lied about that, this person lied about this, but I'm not that type of person. I would never do that. That's a large example of what I'm talking about. This is a small one. Yes, she's technically in the car, but why not answer the question honestly? I'm with my girlfriend. I'm on my way to my girlfriend. This makes you think like, oh, okay, she's just either taking herself somewhere if you don't know her, or my mother's driving me somewhere. At the end of the day, there's never going to be, I'm going to put it to you this way. I've been making these videos for a while. There is never going to be a time that's going to come where the narrative is being shown you as it is. It's always manipulation of a narrative and really like making sure that you don't really know what's going on. Eventually she gets exposed. By the way, amberlynn, I'm just going to tell you this. If you actually think that any relationship where a person has more responsibilities than you and has deeper responsibilities than you, right? Not just taking Twinkie to the emergency vet when your audience points something out. When a person has serious responsibilities, like I'm sure your partner has, do you really think that a relationship like that could work out for you? Like, come on. And by the way, I have never, ever seen amberlynn visit any of her partners, like I said, so this is just, it's doomed to be so great. Okay, so I know that this was a very tiny, small example of manipulating language, but she is. And I showed it to you because what happens in these situations is small manipulations of language and small manipulations lead to the bigger ones. Have you and Tommy set a date to meet again? Yes. Now, keep in mind that this was after we got pre recorded stuff from August in September saying, oh, I have no idea when I'm going to see her next. Maybe she could have possibly, I thought about this, said this to like throw the audience off, but I don't think so. I think she genuinely did not know when she was going to see Tommy next, which is a huge red flag because when you don't know when you're going to see partner, your partner next is very, very bad. I don't care if you're in a long distance relationship. By the way, I had a lot of people come here in the comments and say that you could read the comments on my like last few videos. People were saying like, yeah, like I was in a long distance relationship. I always knew when I was seeing the person. I think Amber pushed and pushed and pushed Tommy emotionally until Tommy agreed to a date. That's my personal opinion. I think Amber kept saying, oh, I'm going to come and visit you. I'm going to come out. I'm going to, I think the truth was said right away in that moment because she was vulnerable and she was crying like, yeah, I don't know when I'm going to see her next. So I'm going to travel, something I've never done. So yeah, you guys may have set a date, but it was obviously after, in my personal opinion, she pretty much pressured Tommy to see her. And, notice again how she's going to see Tommy, not the other way around. Favorite person in the world, my girlfriend. Keep in mind that she is clearly, clearly picking these questions. Here's the thing, there's nothing wrong with that one. I just want to be clear. Yeah, it's totally okay and basic for like your favorite person in the world to be your partner. I just wanted to say one thing. She always says that all of her girlfriends are like the most amazing ones, the most supportive ones. She's never felt this way before. And it's always BS. And the reason for that is that it's called love bombing on her side. And even when asked what is the best thing about Tommy, she couldn't think of a single quality. And she needed to say what Tommy does for her. Okay, not a question, but you and your girlfriend look so good together. Why, thank you. So again, probably writing your own questions because amberlynn does a lot of that. If you believe that amberlynn has never written her own questions, I got a Bridget Kermes to sell you, right? But again, picking this question, and it's good to have support. Please, please do not get me wrong. It's very important to have support. But when the support is not just like some people supporting you, but you writing your own questions, okay, do you like the idea of eloping or would you prefer a big wedding? I don't want a big wedding regardless. I want small, intimate one, but I'd elope, yes. I want to say something about this, okay? She's purposely picking these questions because she, of course, wants Tommy to marry her. She's known her for a grand total of 3 months. I will tell you this. In her latest Q&A, I didn't talk about this because I talked about her Q&A, but I didn't talk about this. She, out of nowhere, started talking about her favorite engagement rings. There is nobody asking you, amberlynn, what's your favorite engagement ring? You know why she's putting these feelers out there? Because she is looking for her girlfriend to get the hint. She's always said that she was obsessed with being married. She just wants to be somebody's wife. And one of the main reasons, in my opinion, that she was so harsh to Beck, her ex, is because deep down inside she thought that she was done. Beck would marry her like she would be somebody's wife, and she always felt that, my opinion, she always felt that Beck was beneath her. That that's not true. If Maury Povich had not retired, we would probably get him to give us an opinion that maybe that was a lie. Okay, Beck was not beneath you, but I think that that's why she was so harsh to Beck because, oh, you won't marry me. You understand what I'm saying? All of these feelers that she's putting out there. Oh, someone asked me my favorite engagement ring. Why would anyone seriously ask you that? And by the way, amberlynn, you're obviously, let's just say that somebody did ask you that. You're only answering these marriage questions because you're trying to, push the narrative in your own relationship to Tommy that you need her to get married to you. This one is great. Do you feel pressured to hit certain milestones by certain ages, engaged, married, etc.? Not at all. Everyone has their own timeline. Here's the thing. I don't really think this whole marriage and getting engaged matters. You do that or don't do that when you want to. I agree with Amber that you shouldn't like feel pressured to do it. But I think on a grander scale, it's very odd that she does not feel any type of pressure to hit important health milestones or any type of milestone. Because, I mean, just look at the conscientious worker. She is at work. Rinse, lather, delulu. Thoughts, comments, dislikes, leave them in the comments down below. What do you think about this video? Let me know. Thank you so very much for watching today. Definitely appreciate you being here. If you enjoyed today's video, please check out this video popping up here. You may enjoy it. You may not enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, be a friend. Go and leave it a dislike, because I can assure you, if you don't like this video, you're not going to like any other videos I make. So go and dislike them or watch them or like them, whatever. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye.